All right, now back to our top story, the GameStop situation on Wall Street. Billions of dollars have been lost and some securities laws may have been broken. We'll see about that. But what does all this mean for just the average person at home with a retirement fund or a college savings account, somebody that really didn't even know what a hedge fund was? It's a lot of people. I kind of didn't really know. Here to make sense of all of that is Doug Flynn, certified financial planner and the co-founder of Flynn Zito Capital Management. Doug, all I knew about hedge funds is that I wanted a buddy that had one so that I could use his yacht. Other than that, I was pretty clueless up until a couple days ago. What does all this mean, and what does it mean for regular people? What should they do with all of this?
It means that you should always have a friend with a yacht, for sure. That's the first.
I'm working on it.
Well, look, this kind of speculation is exactly that. It is speculation. It's not really meant for the average investor that's thinking about long-term planning for their retirement, for the kids' education. It's really sort of like an extension of gambling when you have these kinds of stocks that really don't have fundamental value, because that's what we know and love. If you follow people like Warren Buffett and other really great long-term investors, what they're buying are things they know, companies that make money, and that's the kind of investing you want to do long-term. This is fine for a very small portion, but you can get wrapped up, and that's what happens to a lot of people, unfortunately.
Yeah. Looking at it, though, I mean, GameStop is through the roof right now, a very unhealthy company. I think a lot of people are sitting back and saying, I got a couple bucks in the Fidelity account. Should I short it now? I mean, I asked Jordan Belfort the same thing. It's like, I mean, could you maybe try something like that?
So the problem with, well, first of all, shorting is sort of a second level type of investing thing that you want to do. I think you really want to have a good understanding of owning good stocks longer term first before you start shorting. But shorting is a trade, right? You have to think, this is the problem. You have to go in with something and have an exit strategy. And I've been doing this a long time, and people can find good things to buy. They can find good trades to make on the beginning. They have a really tough time, and they really don't do well on the getting out part. And sometimes getting out is on their own, and sometimes they've been limited by the platform, as you see with some of the things that's going on, where they can't even get out if they wanted to, or there's these wild price fluctuations. So shorting is not something you want to do to any great degree, certainly with your retirement or money that you definitely need.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about retirement funds for a second. Most of our viewers probably have those. You got a 401k of some kind. A lot of the guys that I talk to on Wall Street say all the indications are that some kind of correction is coming. That usually impacts the 401k. Is this a good time to maybe switch it over and be a little bit more moderate with the risk?
So look, the market looks pretty good. The market is pretty close to all-time highs, and it's sort of sensing that by the summer and beyond, we're going to get out of this funk, and we're going to really make some headway, and actually into next year, things are looking good. Yeah, but if you think about how far we are off the bottom from last March, we're up about 70+%. What you have to do is say, well, there's a very high likelihood that we're going to take a step back when you move that far that fast. The problem is it's almost impossible to wait for that to happen. And Wall Street has an amazing way to cause the maximum amount of damage on the maximum amount of people. So if you wait and wait and wait, the market can just keep going. But I always like to keep a little bit of money on the side, because it is likely that that can happen. And I would actually welcome a little bit of a correction. That would be a very healthy thing, and that would give people the opportunity to get in. But hey, with 401ks, the greatest thing about it is you're putting that money in off your paycheck every single week. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, savings account, that's what it is. Doug Flynn, thank you.